What's up, y'all? So, as you know, if you watched the short I dropped the other day, where I talked about the No Kings protest, which is going on as of this recording tomorrow, June 14th, there will be nationwide protests in many, many, many cities across the United States, which means there could be potentially a lot of riots going on across the country at the same time if people do anything but peacefully protest, as they claim they're doing out in Los Angeles, but most of us who've seen all this footage know better. Anyways, I got this piece of footage right here from the Brevard County, Florida. And Sheriff Wayne Ivey, who has a special message for people who do plan on protesting tomorrow, June 14th, for No Kings protest. With that being said, let's get into this. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Florida in droves because this is the free state of Florida. They're moving here because they know their families will be safe here. Their businesses will be safe. They won't have to contend with what we're seeing in places like Los Angeles and New York and Chicago. Those things that are happening right now as we stand here today speaking. Our general was, I will say, very instrumental, was the tip of the spear in our blueprint for free Florida. And now he's the tip of the spear in making sure that we are protecting what I like to call our three C's: our citizens, our cops, and our Constitution. And he has stood strong with not only law enforcement, but with us here in Brevard County, and we appreciate you. I'm gonna start out by addressing the doxing issue that we were talking about. Our ICE agents, just like our Florida Highway Patrol, are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities. Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and things that are going on, detainers. So for us, we will have their back. We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team in making sure that we're increasing patrol, we're watching them. Anybody that's doxing them, as the General said, we passed a law about 4 or 5 years ago that makes it illegal to dox here in the state of Florida. So anybody that's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it. We will.
And that's crazy how people are doxing these ICE agents. And what good is that going to do?
Stand with you. I want to define a couple things. And our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things. So I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us.
That is insane, bruh. They said, hey, if these protesters want to turn violent and they want to keep you from going to work or going wherever you're going, they have every right in that county to run your ass over. Honestly, I don't blame them one bit. Because these people, you have a lot of people, there are some people who genuinely want to peacefully protest, and I do feel bad for those people. Because it's going to get ruined by asswipes that just want to act stupid and just do things just because they're so bored for the day, they want to cause destruction.
You're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Don't do it. Don't do it. For those of you that live in that county in Florida, hey, he just told you, you'll be graveyard dead. If someone tells you you'll be graveyard dead if you fuck around, I mean, if you still want to find out anyway, knock yourself out.
We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So, to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, gentlemen? Thank you, sir.
That right there. That right there. Now, this is in Florida. As y'all know, Florida's the fuck around and find out state. I really do wish, because this is going to go on in my city of Memphis too, tomorrow, as of the recording of this video. Man, I really wish the Memphis Police Department would make a statement very similar to this, because I promise you, here in Shelby County, we don't need any of that mess here either, because we already have enough problems. I mean, I just saw a story the other day, but I think of the MAPCO that I live not too far from around here. Someone stole like maybe $200 worth of cigarettes and like $60 to $80 out of a cash register. Absolutely crazy work. And people are still getting their cars broken into, still getting their cars stolen. We have enough problems. And people that are posing as protesters, right, want to go pretend to peacefully protest and then out of nowhere just start chaos and anarchy. That don't need to happen here. And if you've watched my other video, my other short that I did, telling Black America, this is not for us to be out there. Especially if you're out there in Florida, you better stay your butt home and not with them shithead liberals that want to, potentially, cause destruction and violence and things like that. Let them fuck around and find out. If you're at home, you're just minding your business, or you're at work doing what you're supposed to do, you won't have to worry about this at all. But if you're crazy enough to take your ass out there and get in the middle of that shit that they're doing, if someone decides to start a riot or whatever, hey, you get what you deserve. They told y'all they would shoot you dead if you fuck with any of those cops, deputies and sheriffs. They're not playing. This is not a joke. And the people who can genuinely peacefully protest, they can do that. They can do that. But I still believe there's gonna be some idiots or idiots out there, and some of these people have been paid to try to cause destruction. That's what's even crazier. They're going to try to fuck it all up for the ones who do want to peacefully protest. And this is why I encourage a lot of you black folks out there, just stay home. Well, not even just black folks. I had some white people comment on my video too. Like, hey, I'm white and I'm staying the fuck at home myself. I'm going to work on my old school Chevy. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, people are really getting fed up with these peaceful protests that just out of the blue turn violent, turn messy, and things like that, because people don't want their businesses destroyed. Insurance already barely want to cover things like this. They barely want to cover people's homes when they go through natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes and shit like that. They would much rather leave people shit out of luck. And when people magically, like when brick pallets magically pop up and people start throwing these bricks everywhere, spray painting this, that, and the third all over the walls, and making everything just look all fucked up, you better believe that these people can and will take you down. You should go to jail and eventually prison because people are just sick and tired of all this nonsense, of all these peaceful being. We're tired of being gaslit about these peaceful protests when we know that's what's not going on. Of course, the mainstream media will tell you that, but they'll also try to suppress the raw footage that you'll see on social media, which is why most people go turn to the internet like X and TikTok and things like that to get their news and not use television anymore because people on TV, they tend to, push their narrative. I mean, people push their narrative on the internet too. Let's not forget that. But hey, people are just sick and tired of it being gaslit and being told, "Oh, this isn't really happening," when it actually is. And with that being said, thank you if you watched this video all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit the link in my description if you want to support my channel directly. And also follow me on other social media platforms. And until then, I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.